Hello again. So this one is for now how to accept your deliveries, so how to close down your invoices on R9. So again, you're coming to your R9 homepage where we are now, but this time you're going to come to stock management and it brings up this page here like this. Okay. Now, the first thing that has to always be done without fail and exceptionally thoroughly is when you receive your delivery, you must look at the invoice, go through it line by line to confirm that you have received those goods. If you haven't received those goods, for the rolling region, you will need to reach out to Donna, Tim, John, or myself to inform you what hasn't been delivered. And that has to be the same day of your delivery. For the pack sites, you will have had training on who to contact in that scenario in order to get a credit reference number. Okay. Once you've opened up your stock management page, you need to find the delivery that you've received. So again, for this example, we're going to come to this Eden Farm order here. And I can see it's Eden Farm in the middle here, from where it says where the delivery is from. And I can click onto that one here. And it brings up a page that looks very much like this. Now, as I say, you've already checked through to say that you've received all of these goods. So what you have to do is you have to now close these lines down to accept it onto your stock. So to do that, you have this column over here on the actions column. You've got a tick, an edit, and a cross. So if you tick it, the line will go green, and that will add that amount of stock to your total stock count. So likewise, again, mango, I can just do a tick, and this is saying, yeah, everything's fine. I've had this amount delivered to me. In some scenarios, you may be where you have ordered. So if we look at this one here, we have ordered 2 boxes of Kariagi chicken. But let's say that 2 wasn't available, only 1 box got delivered, not 2. In that scenario, we would press edit and we can change that from 2 boxes to 1 box delivered. And the reason being is because the other box wasn't delivered. Okay, so that means that only 1 box is now going to get added to your stock. You then have other scenarios where something may not be delivered full stop. So for example, this new sushi vinegar, let's say it hasn't been delivered to your kiosk, you would press the cross on the right hand side and it will go red. Now this is determined that 0 has been delivered to your site because it has not been delivered. So you must put these actions on the side. So always put not delivered when you get this option. It's the only one option to put, but you have to put that in. And you go through and I say you mark it all down. You can or you should not be closing any invoices with this bluish line. It should be green, amber, or red. If you close on a blue line, it doesn't necessarily add to your stock and can cause us issues when we do your stock counts at the end of the month. So once you've confirmed this is what you've received or haven't received, you then come to your delivery note reference, this line here. Now this is where you're going to add the invoice number that is usually found on the top right hand side of the physical paper invoice that you have received. Okay, so you punch whatever your invoice number is in there. For the pack sites that are doing their own credit returns, so for example, when you've not had this sushi delivered, you're dropping an email off to Eden Farms to say, I haven't had this delivered, can I have a credit reference number, please? When they give you that credit reference number, you're going to put it in this one here, this voucher number. And that enables us to track that number in the future to ensure that those funds have been returned to the business and that we're not paying for that food. Okay. Once you've entered those 2 numbers in, if they're applicable to you, you're then going to press this green button here, approve. I'm going to click on that now. So you can see now I don't now have that. That is showing that that's a closed invoice. So if I click back to stock management, you can see that invoice no longer appears in my stock management section because it's been closed off. That is how you close an invoice. Just in terms of a troubleshooting situation, if something goes wrong, you can still get that invoice back by clicking on the approved button up on the top left-hand side here. And then this is all of your approved invoices so far this month. So I need to go back and find that Eden Farm order that I've just closed, which I believe is this one. No, my mistake. It will be this one here. So this then opens up that page again, and I've got this button at the top here that says reopen. If I reopen that, I can now come back in and I can make amendments to my stock to say, yes, I have actually received those, or actually on closer inspection, I didn't get this delivered. And you can make those amendments. And that is how you would close your invoices down. And they have to be closed on the same day that you receive your deliveries with your invoice number. And if you've requested a voucher number, a credit reference, if you're a pack site, you'll be putting that in your voucher number just there. And that's it.